Okay, so see, now we actually are recording. And don't worry, those buttons won't be over your face. So, we just finished seeing Spider-Man No Way Home. What did you think of it, Liz?
I probably was in the middle of it. I kind of hated it, I kind of liked it.
So, what were some of the things you didn't like about it?
I didn't like a lot of things, but I can't describe them.
Oh, okay. There'll probably be spoilers. So, is that some of the villains?
Yes.
So, which one was the scariest villain? Was it the guy in the green? Was it
Guy in the green.
Was it the guy with the metal arms?
Guy with the green.
Was it the electric guy?
Guy with the green.
Or was it the lizard?
Lizard.
Okay, so the guy in the green was flying. He wasn't as scary?
Lizard.
Okay, so the lizard...
Lizard and the guy flying. Those are the really two scariest creatures.
So what made the guy who flew, who had on the green, really scary?
It's because he killed a Spider-Man.
Yes. Well, did he actually kill him or did he just stab him?
Stab him in the back.
Yes. So of course that is Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin character.
I said stab him in the back. Because he was facing the other way, so I can always stab him in the back.
Yes. So Willem Dafoe did, as always, an amazing job of being both incredibly sympathetic in the Norman Osborn character, as well as incredibly evil indeed, especially that he would change his face when he went more into the...
Do not talk about the face. The face is very creepy for me. Do not talk about the face.
He's very expressive with his face. Which is why I'm glad
Please do not talk about the face.
Which is why I'm glad he shattered the mask. Because in the first Spider-Man film, he wore a mask. So the green mask they showed that he shattered. So he had that on, so you never got to see his face.
Do not say the face one more time. Okay. Do not say it.
So what did you think of the other Spider-Man?
Kind of confused.
Okay. So since you're 7, you've only known one real live-action Spider-Man, that's Tom Holland. You did actually, when it came out, we tried to watch The Amazing Spider-Man, the one that ended up having Andrew Garfield and the Lizard. You did not like the Lizard at all back then, and I can see that several years later you still did not like the Lizard.
When they're born like that, they currently stay like that until they're adult. When they're born and watch a scary movie, and one of the characters they hate, they're gonna probably hate it for the rest of their life.
Okay, so you don't think you'll ever hit to a point where you're okay with...
Only when you're grown-ups.
Okay.
But Mom is still scared, I could tell, because she jumped.
Yes. So, the overall plot, if you've seen any of the trailers, it's really self-apparent. So, at the end of... Yes?
We are almost done with this part.
Are you done? Would you like to leave?
No.
Okay. Come here, you.
You know we're filming this.
Yes, I'm well packed that we're filming this. And we're only going to do one take, so it'll be okay. So everyone finds out that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. So of course that makes his senior year at school really difficult. He's trying to get his friends into MIT, and they're like, since you're friends with Spider-Man, there's a lot of stuff going on right now that's it's not going to work.
I'm just going to get out of the camera for this.
Okay. So then he decides to go talk to Doctor Strange. He's like, hey, we went back in time before. He's like, my time's done. Okay. What if you made a spell where everyone forgot that I was Spider-Man? It's like, okay. He's like, everyone will forget. So, everyone? But Aunt May should know. My girlfriend should know. Ned should know. Other people should know. And then that functionally breaks the spell, and all of a sudden it opens up the multiverse where anybody who is known that Peter Parker was Spider-Man comes through. And now they get to bring back all of the old characters. I liked how they took Jamie Foxx's bizarre blue Electro and they actually transferred him into a much closer version of what we saw in the comics. Lots of when he uses his power, you see the I'll just say starfish pattern go across his face, and I was like, that's good. If only they had done that. Maybe we wouldn't have had 3 live-action Spider-Men. Ned does a lot more in this one too.
Ooh, yeah, right, he does.
Yep. There's a really, really well done fight sequence between Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, which if you've seen the trailers, you've seen a lot of it.
Yep.
That one was done very well. Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin does a fantastic job in his couple of fights with Tom Holland. And there's my daughter again. Yeah. The ending fight sequence where it's, the villains versus the Spider-Men was great. And the fact that he was like, wow, I was in a team. Great, call the Avengers. What are the Avengers? And I was like, oh, that's right, where you guys are from, there weren't superhero groups.
Funny.
And they do one of the older Spider-Man TV shows. There's a scene where multiple Spider-Men are pointing at each other. They didn't do that in the live-action portion. They actually do it in the end credits. So the film works very well. It covers a lot of ground very quickly, especially when you have 3 Peters. And they all get the proper amount of time to shine on. They all actually help, give Tom Holland a decent amount of, here's why we do this. It's like, oh, I just lost somebody. I lost somebody too. I lost somebody too. So really good job. I like the different costumes they gave Spider-Man. I really liked the more like black magical one when he was given like the magic gauntlet to shoot the web to help capture. Can I just hold hands? Okay. To try to help capture some of the multi-dimensional interlopers. That's my hand. This is why you never work with children. So it works well. Definitely something worth seeing inside the theater. Like most things with Doctor Strange, he does a lot of very fantastic things. It's like, oh, this must have been really cool to have seen in 3D. So definitely worth watching. Sorry for all the spoilers and the giggly person next to me. I'm not tickling. This is just how she is. So for the mid-credit sequence, they do have Venom. Venom really doesn't do much. So if you didn't see the end of Venom, Let There Be Carnage. So Venom gets dropped off into the MCU universe. In this one, he's at a bar and he's like, wait. So there's a guy in a tin suit. There's a green guy. And then you can tell that it happens around the time the finale does, because then he goes back. But he doesn't go back alone. He leaves a little bit of himself behind. So that probably means then that if they decide they want to do a crossover again, they can introduce the multiverse. That also, of course, means too that someone else could pick up a Venom symbiote, and then you could have 2 different Venoms, one in the MCU and one in the Sony universe. And then if you sit through all 18 minutes of credits, you then get to see the trailer for Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange 2. No.
You know what really did?
I know.
Help me!
You're okay, you silly goof.
Help me! Hi.